The number one poison that causes Alzheimer's losing your keys is a lapse we all experience. Forgetting where you parked your car can be stressful, but the moment you look at your child, your wife of many years, or that grandchild you adore, and feel their name slipping away like sand through your fingers, that's not a lapse. It's a silent tragedy. Many have told us that Alzheimer's is simply the passage of time, or a genetic lottery where, if you're unlucky, you get it. But today, I'm here to tell you, with the evidence in hand, that this is only half the truth. 80% of Alzheimer's cases are not inevitable. They are the result of decades of accumulated toxins that we unknowingly allow into our bodies. Hello, I'm Manuel Granada, a specialist in elder care. I've dedicated my life to understanding why some men reach 90 with a mind of steel, while others begin to fade at 60. The difference isn't in their DNA, but in their environment. Today, we're going to identify the invisible enemy, the silent epidemic. Why us? If you're over 50, you belong to a generation that grew up during the explosion of the industrial and chemical age. For decades, we've been exposed to substances our grandparents never even knew existed. Your body is a marvelous machine, designed to filter impurities, but it has its limits. Imagine your brain as a vibrant city. Neurons are the workers that send messages across highways called synapses. Alzheimer's occurs when those highways become clogged with debris. That debris consists of misfolded proteins, beta amyloid and tau. But what modern science is discovering is that these proteins often appear as a defensive response of the brain against external toxins. In other words, your brain becomes inflamed to protect itself from poisons, and this inflammation, if it becomes chronic, ends up destroying the entire city. You don't realize it today or tomorrow. It's a 20-year process. That's why, if you're 50, 60, or 70, now is the perfect time to act. It's not too late, but it's urgent. Poison number 4, the imposter in your water and air. Let's start with what seems most harmless, the water you drink and the air you breathe in your own living room. The danger of systemic fluoride. For years we were told that fluoride was essential for teeth. However, there's a world of difference between applying it topically and ingesting it. Fluoride is a halogen that has a terrifying affinity for calcified tissues. In the brain, we have a small structure called the pineal gland, responsible for producing melatonin, the sleep hormone. Studies have shown that fluoride accumulates and calcifies the pineal gland. Why does this matter for Alzheimer's? Because the brain only cleanses itself of toxins while you sleep soundly. If your pineal gland is calcified, you don't sleep well. If you don't sleep well, your brain doesn't cleanse, and waste accumulates night after night. The air that ages, the hippocampus. On the other hand, there are PM 2.5 particles. They are so tiny that your nose doesn't filter them out. When you breathe them in, they travel along the olfactory nerve, a direct pathway to the brain, and reach the hippocampus, the center of memory. There, they trigger a constant immune response. The brain of a man who lives near a busy road can age up to 5 years faster than someone in a clean environment. Action plan for poison. 4. Water filters. Don't rely on taste alone. You need reverse osmosis or activated alumina filters specifically designed to remove fluoride and heavy metals. Air hygiene. Use air purifiers with HEPA filters in your bedroom. You spend 8 hours there. Make sure those hours are spent purifying the air, not poisoning it. Houseplants. Snake plants or pothos help filter benzene from the air naturally. Poison number 3. Disruptors on your healthy plate. Oxidized vegetable oils. This point often generates a lot of resistance because we've been bombarded with advertising claiming these oils are heart healthy because they don't contain cholesterol. I'm talking about soybean, corn, canola, sunflower, and palm oils. The lie of heart-healthy fats. These oils are extremely unstable. Extracting them from a soybean requires industrial chemical processes, high temperatures, and solvents like hexane. By the time you buy that clear bottle, the oil is already rancid or oxidized due to the light and heat in the supermarket. When you ingest these oils, they become incorporated into your cell membranes, including neurons. The real problem occurs when you cook with them. When heated, they release a toxin called 4-hydroxynonenal, HNE. HNE, the neuron killer. HNE is a marker of oxidative stress. It has been found in extremely high concentrations in the brains of people who died from Alzheimer's. What it does is attack the mitochondria, which are the energy factories of your neurons. A neuron without energy is a neuron that dies. If you fry your food in these oils, you are basically giving your brain fuel that burns its own engines. Action plan for poison. Number 3. Total elimination. Remove seed oils from your pantry. It doesn't matter if they say, enriched with omega-3. It's marketing. The holy trinity of fats. 1. Extra virgin olive oil, always in a dark glass bottle. Use it for salads or light cooking. 2. Coconut oil. It is a stable, saturated fat that the brain loves. It provides ketones, which are like superfuel for tired neurons. 3. Clarified butter, ghee, or grass-fed pork lard. It sounds old-fashioned, but our grandparents had less Alzheimer's disease eating this than we do eating industrial oils. They are heat-stable and do not release HNE, hydroxychloroquine. Poison number 2. The toxic metal in superfoods. As a specialist, I always recommend increasing omega-3 intake to protect the brain. The problem is that the ocean today is not the same as it was 100 years ago. It is contaminated with mercury from industrial activity. Bioaccumulation. Why size matters. Mercury follows a simple rule: bioaccumulation. Small fish, sardines, have little mercury. Medium-sized fish eat the smaller ones and accumulate their mercury. Large fish, bluefin tuna, swordfish, shark, tilefish, are at the top of the food chain and have accumulated the mercury from thousands of fish over the years. How? Mercury naked. Your nerves. Mercury has a chemical affinity for sulfur, a key component of myelin. Myelin is the insulating coating of your nerves, like the plastic surrounding an electrical wire. Mercury dissolves that insulation. Without myelin, your brain's electrical signals get crossed or lost. The result? Mental fog, loss of coordination, and eventually, dementia. Many older men, trying to be healthy, substitute canned tuna for red meat every day. Beware, you're trading an inflammatory risk for a direct neurotoxic risk. Poison action plan, number 2. Learn the acronym SMASH. Eat only these fish: salmon, wild, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. They are small, have short lifespans, and don't have time to accumulate heavy metals. Smart supplementation. If you're going to take omega-3 capsules, fish oil, make sure they have a third-party purity certification, like the IFOS seal, that guarantees mercury has been removed through molecular distillation. No bluefin tuna. Limit it to once a month at most. If you love sushi, opt for salmon or small shellfish. Poison number 1. The invisible king in your home: aluminum. We've reached the most critical point. This poison is the invisible king because it's everywhere. In your kitchen, in your bathroom, and even in your medicine. I'm talking about aluminum. For decades, the relationship between aluminum and Alzheimer's has been debated, but today, the evidence is overwhelming. Aluminum is a metallotoxin that has no use in the human body. We are not machines. We are biological organisms. However, we are ingesting it and absorbing it through our skin daily. Where is the invisible king hiding? Antiperspirants. Most men's deodorants for 48-hour protection use aluminum salts to clog pores. Aluminum is absorbed directly through the armpits, enters the bloodstream, and, due to its low molecular weight, easily crosses the blood-brain barrier. Kitchen utensils. Those old, lightweight, and inexpensive aluminum pots release metal particles, especially when cooking acidic foods like tomato sauce or using vinegar. Aluminum foil. Wrapping meat with salt and lemon in aluminum foil and putting it in the oven at 200 degree, 400 degree is a recipe for food poisoning. The heat and acid act as solvents that clean the aluminum from the foil and deposit it in your food. Common antacids. Many over-the-counter antacids contain aluminum hydroxide. If you take them chronically for heartburn, you're bombarding your nervous system. The effect on neurons. Aluminum mimics iron, allowing it to enter brain cells. Once inside, it generates free radicals that oxidize fats in the brain, lipid peroxidation. In addition, aluminum has been shown to promote the aggregation of beta-amyloid protein. In simple terms, aluminum acts like a glue that helps Alzheimer's plaques form faster and become harder to remove. Action plan for poison. 1. Kitchen purge. Replace your aluminum pots with high-quality stainless steel, cast iron, glass, or real ceramic. Goodbye to aluminum foil in heat. You can use it to wrap something cold, but never for cooking. Use parchment paper or glass containers with lids. Natural deodorant. Look for options that say 0% aluminum salts. You can use alum stone, although some question it. It's better than industrial spray. Or deodorants made with magnesium and baking soda. Read the labels. Avoid sodium aluminate in processed foods and aluminum in your digestive medications. The purification system. Detoxify your kidneys and brain. Now that we know what to avoid, let's talk about how to clean the house. At 50, your drainage system, the lymphatic system, and the brain's glymphatic system needs deep cleaning. If your kidneys are congested, toxins recirculate and end up back in your head. 1. The deep hydration protocol. It's not just about drinking water, it's about hydrating your cells. Morning. A 300 ml glass of room temperature water with the juice of half a lemon and a pinch of Maris, or Himalayan salt. The citric acid helps chelate, bind certain minerals, and the electrolytes in the salt ensure that water enters the cells and helps the kidneys better filter sodium and potassium. 2. Natural chelation with foods. There are plants that act like magnets for heavy metals. Cilantro. It's one of the few foods that can help mobilize heavy metals out of nerve tissue. Try consuming a handful of fresh cilantro daily in green juices or salads. Chlorella. This single-celled algae has the unique ability to bind to mercury and lead in the digestive tract, preventing their reabsorption. It's an excellent supplement for men over 50. 3. The glymphatic system. Nighttime brainwashing. Your brain has its own sewage system that only activates during deep sleep. Sleeping on your side. The side position has been found to facilitate the elimination of brain waste more effectively than sleeping on your back. 12-hour fast. If your last meal is at 8 p.m. and you eat breakfast at 8 a.m., you allow your body to use that energy to repair rather than digest. This increases autophagy, the process by which your cells eat their own damaged parts. 4. Kidney support with herbal teas. Drink horsetail or dandelion teas twice a week. These plants are natural diuretics that do not deplete your minerals, but help the kidneys to expel the toxic waste that we have mobilized with the cilantro and hydration. Your future is in your hands. We've covered a lot today. We've talked about water, air, vegetable oils, mercury in fish, and the ubiquitous danger of aluminum. I know it can seem overwhelming. It can feel like everything is bad for you. But look at it this way. Today you've reclaimed your power. Alzheimer's is no longer an invisible monster lurking in the shadows. Now it has a name, a face, and you know exactly where it hides. Every time you choose to cook with olive oil, every time you change your deodorant, every time you choose a sardine over tuna, you're laying a brick in a wall of protection for your mind. Your memory is your identity. It's your travels, your triumphs, the names of your children, and the pride you take in what you've built. Protecting it is the greatest act of love you can do for yourself and those around you. Don't let these toxins steal your right to a full, lucid, and dignified old age. If this video has been helpful, if you feel you now have tools you didn't have 20 minutes ago, I ask 3 very simple but powerful things of you. Subscribe to this channel. My commitment is to continue bringing you honest, uncensored, and science-based information so you can live longer and better. Give it a like. This helps the YouTube algorithm show this video to other men our age who may be starting to notice memory lapses and don't know why. Share this knowledge. Don't keep this to yourself. Send it via WhatsApp to your brothers, your soccer buddies, your former coworkers. Let's create a generation of older adults with unstoppable minds. I'm Manuel Granada, a senior care specialist. Thank you for your time. See you in the next video to continue transforming your health.